I'm just going to talk here so I can remind myself of stuff I need to work on. Remind myself of stuff I need to remind myself of often, because it's easy to forget. Undoubtedly, we're living in the last moments of this earth. I know that without the shadow of a doubt. I know that to be as more certain than anything I know have ever thought of in my life, is I know that we're living the last moments of this earth. Anything I've ever learned in school or anything like that, I know this better than anything I've ever learned. I know we are in the last moments of this earth. And I mean moments, I mean just a few years. I can't I'm gonna tell you guys and myself. These are some things that have happened. I was walking the creek, Flint Creek, Gentry, Arkansas. I was walking that creek around the age of 12, just fishing on my own, I just had my fishing pole and my gun. That's all I had. I was walking that creek one day, and I felt God ask me a question. I don't know how else to say if it was God. I felt a force outside of myself, but yet it felt like it was inside myself asking me the question. It asked me, would I be used in the last days? It asked me if I would allow myself to be used in the last days. That's what I felt it ask. I didn't hear it, I just felt it, but I did hear myself say out loud, yes, of course. I heard that. And it was quick. It was almost like I didn't even think about it, it just came out. But it did come out, and I was happy that it came out because, yes, of course I want to be used in the last days. I told my family about it, and, life's busy. That was when I was 12 years old. Maybe I was imagining something, but no, I wasn't. But I told them about it. Okay. And then years went by. And one day I was on my motorcycle. At age 19, I was on my motorcycle. And apparently, this is a story I heard. I rode up to some guys and asked them if they wanted to ride. Ride means pretty much go fast and race. At that age, I was 19. And they wanted to. So we got on the road and we started riding. I was riding hard that day. And it was a road that I sort of knew, but not too well. I'd been on it a few times, but never trying to go fast necessarily, just riding casually. But this day I was trying to go fast and trying to show off for some reason. And I went into a corner, banked. The corner was banked the opposite direction for the direction I was going. It was going to very much throw me out off the road at the way it was banked with the speed I was going and the trajectory of the angles. But anyway, I took the corner way too fast. I was in the lead. I took the corner way too fast, and I went off the culvert area. Like there's a retaining wall here, and a culvert in the middle. I went off this wall and into this wall, and my head hit the ground, and then I rolled for a while afterwards, I guess. I got life flighted to the hospital. I don't remember anything. I woke up 21 days later and realized I was in the hospital. Didn't know who I was. Didn't know how to walk. Didn't know how to talk. I figured out it was a hospital on my own, but I didn't know why I was there. But I saw the people, and at first, for just a second, they didn't look like my family. I mean, they didn't. I didn't know they were family. I didn't know what my family looked like, but they didn't appear to be my family. I didn't remember who they were for a little while. I don't remember how long it was exactly, but it took me a second to realize it was my real family. I had to realize, oh yeah, these people are real and they do love me. I don't really remember. Didn't have memories of being with them, but I just felt their love, so I knew they were my family. It's weird. I didn't have memories with them though, but I just knew it. And I think love speaks more than we know. But I had a number in my head. 9207-168-114. Didn't know what it was. Couldn't say it. I had it in my head, but I was aphasic where I couldn't say it for a little while. But then when I finally got enough of myself back, I don't know how long it was, but eventually I was able to talk, and I asked the people that were my family, I was like, what is this number, 9207-168-114? And they said, we don't know. Nobody knew. So I decided I'd look in my wallet, and somehow I remembered I had a wallet. I don't know how, but I looked through my wallet, and I found it on my scuba certification number. I got certified as a scuba diver at age 11, so 8 years previously, and never knew that I knew that number at all. That's just weird, because since that time I've liked numbers, and I see numbers in almost everything. I see the way the numbers interact with the angles and with the motion, and I don't see it. I don't see the actual digit itself, but I can tell that it's made up of a formula, is what I'm saying to you. A formula that has a degree of perfection, because it's made by God. That formula that makes it do that is made by God, so that's the perfect way that it can do whatever it's doing, or can be whatever it's being, because everything is made of a formula. I saw it and I didn't know what to do with it. I sort of made me feel crazy, because I couldn't really even say what I was seeing. It was beyond words, because it was beyond natural. It didn't seem like anything that I had ever crossed my mind ever before. So I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I don't know if it's just some brain injury or whatever, and I'm crazy, and nobody's ever going to be able to comprehend what I'm saying. That's how I felt. It's like, I'm not going to even talk about it, because I already have no confidence after losing so much of my memory. I'm like, I'm not going to talk about it, because I can't risk somebody thinking I'm crazier than what they might think I am after the accident. I was scared, because I'm not trying to get emotional. I was scared because I was prideful, I guess. I was a little prideful. I guess that's why I was scared. I've always cared about how people think about me, but I don't think I've cared in a way like, oh, I care about it because it makes me feel good. I care about that people feel good about me, because I want them to feel good about what I think, which means I think that Jesus is the Son of God and He's coming back soon. That's why I want people to like me. I don't care if you don't like me as a person, but like what I'm saying, because I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to paint the picture. I'm just telling you, I see things that I couldn't see before. And it's so weird to have something that you can't explain to somebody. It's like I'm imagining what it's like to be a stroke patient that can't find a word, even though the word I'm trying to find doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? But I prayed more prayers, because I knew I couldn't explain what I could see to people. I couldn't explain the way I could see what I could see, guys. I couldn't explain it. I couldn't. And I knew it. I knew I couldn't. I knew it. I wasn't. It was like I didn't even want to try It's like I didn't even want to try, because I felt like it would make me look dumb, because I didn't know how to put it into words. And I was scared. Like I said, I was scared people would think I was nuts. And you still might. You might look at what I'm doing right now and think, yeah, this guy's a brain injury guy. No, I'm not. I am a guy that got broken. Yes, my brain got broken, and it got reset. I I relearned life again, guys. That's what I'm telling you. And the only thing that I'm saying is that I think I broke myself so bad. I'm telling you how stupid I was. I think I broke myself so bad that God could use me. Because he couldn't have used the prideful Brian that I was. He couldn't have used I was a nice guy, but I was still a guy. It's like I had too much Brian in me. I had too much caring about looks and status and that type. I was a typical boy, but a typical guy, a typical person, but typical's not good, I guess. So it was good that I had to be knocked. It had to be knocked out of me. Everything had to be reset. But I'm telling you, I prayed more prayers because I still tell you, I can't tell you how my mind can see things. I can't tell you how I'm reset. I can try to explain how the spiritual and the physical and the psychological, they all interconnect perfectly because God's laws are physical, they're psychological, they're spiritual, and there's laws that he's put into motion that perfectly make you go towards beauty of whatever thing that you're looking at, because if you follow God's law in that aspect of whatever you're dealing with, you're going to see the most beautiful aspect that you can see when you follow the closest to his law. And I prayed for the ability to show that type of stuff to my little boys. I prayed on my hands and knees and face, crying, asking God, because I knew I was getting my babies stolen from me so much. I was losing the ability to have my babies because I knew I married the wrong person. I knew I married the wrong person to divorce, that's for sure. And I knew she wasn't going to stop until she just destroys me with this. And I knew eventually I'm going to get my babies back, but I also know how fragile life is, being a nurse and being a 21-day coma survivor. So I was terrified that my babies were taken from me and they're not going to be able to see that Jesus is the way. That's all I want to show them. I want them to know that Jesus Christ is their Creator and Savior that is coming back soon to take them home. And I felt like my ex-wife and the system in California, in the Contra Costa County system, has systematically been used to steal my babies from me and could be costing them their souls. So I'm like, I got on my hands and knees praying, begging God. I'm like, God, I need a way to show faith. I need a way to show them the faith that you have shown me after my trauma, after I prayed in that hospital room that I needed faith. I need you to show me how to show them the faith you have shown me. Jesus, please just teach me how to show them this faith. I don't know how to put it in words. Please just show me how to show them what you've shown me. Not immediately, but I felt a peace after I prayed that prayer. But I didn't immediately get the answers right there. I didn't just right there, but I think it was like maybe 2 days. I just was thinking about stuff, and I still had that prayer on my thoughts and knew that God was going to answer it because I prayed it so sincerely. I still had that prayer rattling around in my head. I'm like, I know, God, I know you're going to answer me. God, you're going to answer me. You're going to give me the ability to show my boys that you are the way, the truth, and the life. I know you would do that, God, because you told me if I pray in something and it's in your will, it's going to be done. So I knew that you were going to do something, God. But then all of a sudden, I see phosphorescence, and I see gravity, and I see beauty. And the idea of putting several things together that I saw just came to me. I mean, it was like you just handed me this ability to see what you showed me. So I put the device together. This device is called Divine Order. And I let it go. I watched God's law paint. I watched gravity, God's physical law. I watched it paint without me interfering, and I saw beauty. I saw something symmetrical. I saw something harmonious. I saw rhythm. I saw something that my mind, my eyes, my desire to be around, my eyes desired to see it, type of thing. I saw something that my body took pleasure in. I mean, not in that way. I'm saying that this feels good. That's what I'm saying. I saw something that felt good, and I was like, and all of a sudden it just hit me. I'm like, this is the laws of God showing me what they are. And it's beautiful. God's laws create beauty. We follow God's laws. And because He is the Creator, and because He is love, and because beauty is good, and love is good, His laws will lead to the most love and the most beauty and the most pleasure of the highest level, is what I'm saying. His laws will lead to the most peace because He's a Creator that loves us. He's a Creator that sent His Son to die for us. In this device, divine order, I created it, and I created it so it would show my babies what I'm trying to train their brains. But I created it, and I also wrote songs with it. Me and AI wrote songs with it, but it was my poetry, my most of my words in the songs that taught my boys how to connect. How to connect the things of this world with the spiritual laws of God, the physical with the spiritual. This device will the same way I can't explain it, the device to you, and I mean the way that my mind can actually see stuff after the coma, the same way I can't do that, this is the same way I can't tell you, because there's no words to describe it, but I know this device. I'm risking everything here, guys. I don't care though, because I know what I know. I know this device, divine order device, that was given to me after the most heartfelt prayer I've ever prayed. I know God answered my prayer for my boys. I know God answered my prayer because He felt the love. He felt the love that I had for those boys, because God tells me He loves me the way I love my kids, or He loves everybody the way I love my kids. So that means there's no measurement on the amount of love I have for those boys, because you can't measure love. Love is beyond. Love is eternal. Love is forever. You can't measure it. And God knew the amount of love I had for those boys, so He answered my prayer. He answered my prayer, and He answered my prayer with not only the ability to make this device that's been available to be made since the late 60s. Not only did He give me the ability to make this device, He gave me the ability to make it connect to His law. This isn't something that Country Boy Brian would have come up with, guys. It's not. It's not. I didn't see things spiritually before the change. I mean, I was out there living for life like I could live forever. I didn't know that there was a real spiritual world. I mean, I was still figuring life out. But when I woke up from that coma, I'm telling you, I can see the spiritual all around us. And I can see the way it can connect. And I can see the way they're training our brains. I can see the way they change chemistry and they change angles of pictures, and they change brightness and whatever, and coolness or whatever. They emphasize the negative. They emphasize what's going to control us. They emphasize how to lead us to sin. That's what they do with the way they control our minds, guys. That's how I can see it. I can't explain it, guys, but I can see the way that they guide our minds towards Satan. I can see it. But what I'm telling you is this device that God has granted me with after I prayed the most sincere prayer anybody's ever prayed. This device will do the opposite. I'm telling you, I'm not saying all the songs are perfect, and I'm telling you, I'm going to work on everything. I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to keep making new stuff for this device where you can get on like once a week for certain and know that there's something new here that has been shown to me to put into this, the way this connects up with the spiritual realm that I can see, because I can't tell you as good as I can show you. And this is a God thing, guys. I'm not saying Brian did this. I'm saying Brian prayed a prayer. I prayed a prayer for those little boys right there. I prayed such a prayer for them that God's like, wow, look at that love. And He answered my prayer. I also wrote a book, guys. I wrote a book after that prayer. He gave me, around that same time, he gave me the ability to write a book. And that book is for my boys. That book is for you. That book is for everyone that wants to see the truth of the spiritual fights in this world that I can see after the coma. And once again, the book's not going to tell you exactly how I can see it. I don't know how to explain it. I say again, I don't know how to explain it, but I can just tell you the way I can see how things connect. And I did that in this book. I can tell you that I can see the way the spiritual and the physical and the historical and stuff, I can see how they interconnect and head us towards a Luciferian Rand world if we do not choose to be willing to live and die for Jesus. That's eternal life. Is living or dying in Jesus, because Jesus is for us. No one can be against us. Romans 8. And if Jesus is for us, we live forever. It felt good to say what I just said. This device will change your life. It will build faith. It will build faith if you use the principles that it shows. Okay? I'm gonna explain this. It's painting God's law. It's showing you what God's law looks like, okay? That's what it's doing. It's showing you what God's perfect laws look like, physical laws. Yes, not spiritual, but it's His laws. And we can very much know that God is the same and doesn't change. So if He writes His laws this way, that's the way He writes His laws. So God's laws are repetitious, rhythm, harmonic, and deep and beautiful. So, instead of just thinking you're going to see this one time, no. Follow what you see. The law is not just showing you gravity. The law is showing you the character of the creator of the law. It's showing you consistency. It's showing you harmony. It's showing you rhythm. It's showing you depth. And that's what you have to do to get the principles of God's character into your mind, is you have to see the law and see what's behind it. See not just lines on a canvas. See the depth. The depth. That depth didn't come by chance. That depth came because of the laws of God creating beauty out of following them the closest. The depth, the rhythm, the harmony, the beauty, the order, it's part of who God is. He's beautiful, and our minds are programmed, are created to be drawn to that type of beauty. Symmetry and harmony, rhythm. So, you don't just do it one time and expect that you're going to get this epiphany of how that you can see God's laws. No. Just like the picture that you do the first time, just like it shows you that it's repetition, 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 and the repetition of doing God's law over and over again, that is what brings beauty. That is what brings something that you're attracted to. So, keep doing it over and over for 21 days, 3 times 7. The highest degree of completion. The highest emphasis of completion is 21. Do it for 21 days. And don't think, know that you'll have an increase in faith. You will understand your Creator's character better after you watch His laws paint for 21 days. Thank you for listening.